Hey there everybody, welcome to pixelhangover.com. Today we are bringing you the first ever DLC, official DLC pack to come to Trials Evolution. It's called Origin of Pain. So here we go. First thing you notice is you have a brand new menu, background and so forth, and on the right side, featured track. Pick Your Poison, looks like is the name of the one on this one. That refreshes every time you go back to there. And you just hit right on the thumbstick and there you go. Hit A and you can be right in there. It seems to be user-generated tracks, which is very cool. Red Link's promoting user stuff. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to dive in and show you what you get. It's probably going to be a couple of videos. Here we go. So now when you go into single player select world, you get a new Pain Island, and so here you go. It's basically like a new little career with opportunity to get a bunch more medals and there's achievements and all that kind of stuff. So a little plus icon actually comes in quite handy, as you can see right there in the corner. That comes into play even on user tracks. So here we go. The big thing right down here, BMX bike. Yep, it's called the Gecko 520, and so therefore I turn it green. And let me tell you, this thing controls a little different. So this will be interesting to check it out here. So we're gonna go right into what we're gonna do is do a couple of maybe a couple of trees here, get a couple of them done, try the bike out, and then I'll talk about what's happened since this video, and then we'll probably upload another one where we show off all the new stuff you can do in the editor. There's a whole new island. This Pain Island is actually in the editor with a bunch of new stuff that you can put and use and create with, and pretty cool stuff. There's also going to be 10 Supercross tracks, which I don't know if we're going to get to in this video. I definitely don't think so. Let me tell you right here, this is me first trying out with this bike, and I wanted to show even the struggles here because boy does it feel different, but not in a bad way. It feels, I don't know how they did it, but it feels, it's exactly what I would imagine a BMX bike feeling in this game. It's got a little bounce to it. It's a different bounce when you get off a bike, and there's just something very cool about it. And these first couple levels kind of really work real well for it. You get a little bit farther in, and not so much. It actually is much more difficult, and I actually had to break out the bikes. I should say the motorcycles. But we don't. I think I might upload that a little later, just because the tracks are really cool. The spinning. Look at that. Once again, I think what happened is because they created such a great editor, that the users have just made such amazing content, which we've showcased in our user episodes show that we put out just about every week. But Red Links has had to really step up their game, I believe, and I think these maps look great. So we're just gonna plow through a few of these. Again, it's my first time racing on all of these, so bear with me if you. I think it's a good thing to notice that. It plays so different. It really does. And then you go and play a couple tracks on a motorcycle and come back to this. There's like a good few minute learning curve you have there to get back into it. But there's something about this bike that's fun. And I'm going to keep at it. I don't think it's going to beat. I saw some levels where it only and obviously when you're creating a level, you can say, hey, only bikes, or BMX I should say, and that works well. But you see, it's got this. It seems front heavy. Little, as opposed to, or I think the regular motorcycle bikes are a little more back heavy, and I think that's what was screwing me up. And it's just a different feel, and it's really cool. I should say right off the bat, all this content, there's 36 new tracks, 26 are trials, 10 are Supercross, whole nother island, a ton of editing, or a ton of new things to use in the editor. And sorry, I cut this off before this plane does whatever it's going to do. And then you also get the BMX bike, and I think maybe some things for your rider. You get all of it for 400 points, or $5 in the real world. So I mean, honestly, most games, most companies would charge 10 for this. This is $10 worth of content easily, and they're throwing this at you for $5. So good on them. I think they understand that. Hey, if people want to, try tracks, they can. There's a lot of good user tracks out here. Here's a great example of some of the new island. Looks great, and I like this right here, right into the water. Didn't kill me. I don't know if that's if that's them showing off how you can get into the water a little bit more with a BMX or on this island, I don't know. But love the colors on this one. And yeah, as you can see, I for some reason it really gives the game a little bit of a fresh feel, and I think that's awesome. Why not? I mean, I would have never guessed BMX was on the way. So when the trailer came out for it, I was like, oh, hey, why not? I never even thought of it. You're gonna have to adjust how you bounce on things, how you land on things, but that's fun, right? I mean, it's just really cool to have another mini career to go through. And like I said, actually, I got to a point I couldn't even get past. I tried for quite a while to get past this jump, and I couldn't. Switched on over to bikes or motorcycles and got it on my first try with no problem. So it is going to be a case-by-case basis. Don't really know how you're supposed to tell if your bike's going to make it or not. But it's fun nonetheless. So obviously this right here, this little cannon, is going to come in to play in one of the skill games you're going to see here in a little bit. Oh, 2 new skill games, I should say, or at least in this campaign. We'll show off one of them. The other one's just a hill climb. So you've seen those before. Like the sharks out there, that's pretty cool. So yeah, a lot of good quality of this stuff. The problem is that it was supposed to come out yesterday, the 5th, and Microsoft was having trouble all day long. The Medal of Honor beta, everything, the marketplace was just having a problem. This came out, I believe, real late last night or real early this morning. So jumped on right away and wanted to put this video together so anybody out there is on the fence. I want to push you over that ledge because it's so worth it. It's one of those games that I just think for years we're going to get great content. And if they keep doing this where they actually output new tools and new stuff for editors and creators to come up with, I'm really excited about what the future holds, if they keep doing that. Yeah, so right about here is where I'm starting to get the hang of leaning and bouncing and just the overall feel of the bike compared to motorcycle. Except for right here, obviously, I learned that they want you to go a little slower. Right here, now that right there, I don't know how. I don't know how you avoid that, because watch when you don't have the momentum from the hill, it's not a problem. But I think what they're teaching us on this one is maybe sometimes it's all right to go a little slower to get through certain parts. But yeah, for the most part, from what I've seen, these are shorter tracks, kind of like they were in the main game. But I did not see a new Giga Track or whatever. But there could be. I didn't flip. I think I do flip through most of them here towards the end of the video, I believe. And you can see the island in the back there. And I'm going to upload a video of a flyover of the DLC for the editor, people that like to edit. So you can see that whole entire island. And then I go through every new object that you can mess with in the DLC. So yeah, these first 2 sections of the career work real well with the BMX, and really showcase how fun it is. And it's a new challenge, a new feel, a new way to actually go through some of these maps. And I'm thinking about going back to the original ones and probably more on the easy and maybe some of the mediums and seeing how this bike does. So yeah, once again, very solid maps, tracks, I should say, so far. Really enjoying the content. For $5, you really can't go wrong. So in this day and age, when everything costs 15 or at least 10, 15, sometimes even more, it's refreshing to only drop 400 points and get this much content. So there we go. There's an example of, okay, they want you to only use the new BMX on this track, so we did, and I believe it works well. You can tell it's kind of designed for it. I think any of the bikes in the game would probably overshoot a lot of the stuff, and it wouldn't be that fun. And hopefully when creators create tracks, they understand that if they make it for the BMX, let's make sure we There's an example of it being a heavy on the front. But I hope they lock out those motorcycles so they'll make it fair for anybody that wants to use just a BMX bike. It seems to be able to absorb falls, maybe even a little better than a motorcycle. That's at least my... This is awesome. That's my initial impression of it. More testing needed, but some fun stuff right there. Yeah, so if you're obviously a big Trials fan, this this is one of the ones I struggle with this right here, I think, a little bit. But if you're a Trials fan, it's a no-brainer, no-brainer to pick this up. If you haven't played it in a while, I hope it's something that brings you back, because it's definitely worth it. Yeah, it's such a nice breath of fresh air, something different. For some reason, this little ramp here gave me trouble, so I ended up, I think, crashing, and then I attack it pretty hardcore here. Yeah, just gotta get that momentum, and you're good. So, I mean, if you've been following, we have a whole series of user tracks that we've been doing. I think around 13 or 14, and I'll link that in the corner here, so you can go check those out. Because there's some, on top of this content, you have thousands of amazing tracks by by users in the community. Here we go. Here is the 2 skill games in here. One of them's just an uphill. We're gonna go ahead and skip that, but let's check out the cannon one here, which kind of goes back to the that one level where we shot the pirate ship at the end. So first time trying to figure it out here. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. So the idea is there's a whole bunch of these spinning things, and the closer you get to it, the more accurate you are. Now the thing is, there's a ton of them, and I think there was at least 3 of them, and I haven't found a rhyme or reason to it yet. I don't know if it's how you end up in that tube that really affects it, and like that right there, I don't know why that counted. I didn't come anywhere near it. So maybe it's round 1, so maybe you just get so many shots. I don't really know, because it says to drive in and then hit right trigger A, and sometimes you fail like that. It's it's again, it's like most skill games. At first you're like, what is going on here? I have no clue what you want me to do, and then finally the light bulb clicks, and I got the general gist of it, but it's not easy. It's kind of tough to figure out exactly where to shoot. Like this one, I just went flying. No idea why I went that far. So anyways, that's one of the skill games. I'm sure you guys will figure it out. Let's look through some of these here. We have here's survival of the fastest, and do I go ahead and try this one? Yeah. I wanted to see how the BMX would hang on the next tier up. And this is a pretty cool map. I like this a lot. If you watch in the background, lots going on. If you watch the background too much while you actually play, you're going to crash like that. A lot of movement, a lot of activity, and that's always cool to see. Yeah, you see right there, it absorbs falls real well. I like that. It feels like you have a lot of air in your tires, and it just brings you. I think for me, it brings me back to the growing up as a kid and riding on my Huffy and dreaming I could do this kind of stuff. Actually, because in real life, it doesn't work so well. Actually, couldn't hold on there, but that's all right. As you can see, look off the distance there. That's part of the new island, and Yeah, it looks small when you're doing a flyover, but you know, there's a lot of room there to mess with, and I'm really, really excited to see what all you creative people out there can do with it. So pretty cool little map there. A lot went into it, you can tell, and of course, pretty good any sequence where I believe you get sacrificed. All right, so going to be a tournament. So I'm just going to flip through here and show you, you know, like normal, you got to unlock them. And there's achievements for a few of these. Achievements, I gotta say, look a little more difficult on this than I would have thought. But here's the extreme ones. Yep. Now let's go and try this one. I tried this one just to show you. I thought this one looked like the coolest one, and it does, and it is. But I was not prepared. But look how cool this is. So basically, a marker draws the level before you get to it. Very cool idea. And unfortunately, I never get past that spot. I probably shouldn't have picked the BMX bike. I could never get my back wheel up there. At least I didn't try all that long, but then I got stuck too. I just thought it was a really cool concept, so I'll come back to this one and without the pressures of it being recorded, try to get past there to see what it's like. But I thought it was cool enough to highlight and show you guys something very unique. I mean, I'm surprised. I kind of surprised, you know, this hasn't been created by a user. This idea, anyways, but it's about right here is when I realized this probably isn't going to happen. But at least show it off as a very cool, almost limbo-like level, kind of like from the main one, and I'm just gonna let that one go. So there's our look at the DLC. Click the top right there to see what you get as an editor. We fly everything, go through every little piece that you get. So we appreciate you guys checking us out. We got a lot more stuff on the channel, so have a great day.